Good morning, Tottenham fans. Thomas Frank is officially a Tottenham Hotspur manager, and for me, I'm pretty excited about it now. I've done a lot of research into this guy. I've heard Brentford fans and podcasts speaking about Frank and how gutted they are that he's leaving. I've not heard one bad thing said about this guy. He's a top man, a people person, somebody that can motivate you into believing that you can beat anybody. So I'm pretty excited about this appointment, to be honest. I really am. I was absolutely gutted when Ange Postecoglou left. For me, he's always going to be a legend. He's only one of 3 people that have won a Europa League trophy for this club. First manager to win a trophy in 17 years. It feels like when I say something nice about Ange Postecoglou, people jump down my throat saying he's rubbish because of league form, blah, blah, blah. And it feels like sometimes I'm not allowed to celebrate that he's won a massive trophy for this club. He's always going to be a legend, so you cannot take that away from him, no matter how much you try and say how bad he is. He's always going to be known as the guy that won our first trophy in 17 years. So, but moving on now, and we can move on, and the club has done the right thing by doing it fast. Some people have said it's disrespectful to appoint someone so fast after Ange just won a trophy. I disagree. I think if you're going to sack a manager, you need to get someone in place fast so you can start planning for transfers, start implementing your style of play to the players, start getting to know the players, start getting to know who you want and who you don't want. I think it's a good decision, and I think that Thomas Frank is going to do very, very well. Some of the key things that Frank does is he improves players. Case in point, players like Mbeumo, Ivan Toney. There's a guy that plays at the back. I can't remember his name. I'll think of it a little bit later. I think it's Nathan Collins. I think he does. And I've heard so much about this Nathan Collins guy that he's a very, very solid defender. And he may be on the list. And when I'm talking about the list, Thomas Frank's conditions when he signed on the dotted line for Spurs, he said he has some players that he wants to bring in with him, and it's looking like Tottenham have agreed because obviously Thomas Frank has signed. And I've heard Thomas Frank say in an interview as well that if he does join another side, another team, if he does coach another team, that he will have conditions that need to be met, and these are one of the conditions where I need to bring in certain players, and are you able to shift out players if needed? So for me, it's pretty exciting. If the board do back Thomas Frank in the players that he does want, and not only that, Frank will improve the players that we've already got too. I've heard it so many times from Brentford fans and from interviews and from other managers. Lots of other managers have spoke very highly of this manager. So it's very exciting times now. I'm getting more and more excited the more I research this guy. If you've got this bland notion of Frank and all you're thinking to yourself is he hasn't won anything, cool. Pochettino didn't win anything before he came to Spurs, but he's been one of the best managers we've had in a long, long time. He still didn't win nothing with us, but he elevated us up onto another level. And there's no reason why Frank can't go on that same path. He's got the Pochettino vibes, in my opinion. Which players do you think that Frank could improve in the Spurs side? One thing is for certain. He wanted Archie Gray and Brennan Johnson when he was at Brentford. So these 2 guys may even improve. And I think there was rumours that Frank wanted Johnson to be a forward player, not a winger, which for me makes sense because he doesn't do the wing work that we all want, but he scores goals. And maybe putting him up front would make a massive difference. So maybe that's something in his thinking. He really liked Archie Gray in midfield, so maybe Archie Gray will go up levels as well. So it's not just the players that he brings in, it might be the players that he's already got that he can upskill and up level, which would be brilliant for me because I think our squad has got a lot of potential in it. He's very impressive tactically, so he would change during a game if he thinks he's not going to get the win over the line. He always says he wants to go into a game and aim to win no matter who the opponent is. So obviously when we go into the Super Cup game against PSG, he's going to be going for the win. Now, how he does that, we don't know. He's probably going to be pragmatic, but he's also going to be electric going forwards. He's very good at attacking his team, but he's also good at stopping the opposition from countering as well, which is going to be a huge change compared to what we've been used to for the last couple of years. If nothing else, we're going to have a well-organised, well-drilled, hard-working side that's hard to beat. If you ever played Brentford away, you would know that that was one of the toughest games of the season, as they will never stop running for 90 minutes and they will be clinical going forward. So if he's given the right players, he has the potential to turn us into a very, very good side. And that's the thing, he needs time. I don't want to hear again Tottenham fans turning on this manager, saying things like some fans I've heard already, if you go onto the Twitter accounts or X, or whatever you want to call it now, I've heard them already saying he hasn't won nothing, what a bad appointment, we've sacked a manager that wins all the time for a manager that never wins. But Frank has never had the team to even try it, or the team that's like Brentford, for example, third lowest budget in the league, and he's still getting them in 9th position, which is not too bad in my eyes. But he's never had that top team to have the ability really to go and win things. So with Spurs, he will have that platform now to step up a level himself. He's never managed in Champions League football before, so this could be a step that we're going to have to concentrate on. But going back to my point, I don't want us all to turn on him as soon as things ain't going right. If he's always started slow in his managerial career, by the way, so let's expect that too. He's got to get to know the players. He's got to implement his tactics. He's only going to have a couple of days between games to implement tactics, so it's not going to be easy. He's got the summer to go through a few things with the team, but it's a learning curve for him too, and we need to be very, very patient. We can't just turn on him and do what we do to every manager and start changing these narratives and start... I'm just sick now. I'm just sick of changing managers every 2 years. If this is the guy that's going to be the project for the next 3 or 4 years, then we need to get behind him. And when we say project, I think Ange has done a lot of the legwork at the beginning. He's got in the younger players that we needed to get. He's won us our first trophy, so the pressure for a trophy with Frank is not going to be there. So there's no pressure for this Spurs team because they've already done it. They know they can do it. They've already got the belief. If Frank can give them that extra belief that they can go even further and win a bigger trophy, then so be it. But we'll never know, but we just need to get behind him. The biggest concerns he probably has is getting the fans on side and getting the players on side. The players have all come out and thanked Ange for everything he's done. They was all completely behind him. So changing managers for them might be a bit strange at first, but hopefully Frank will warm to them and they'll warm to Frank, and they can get a closeness again that we built under Ange. That's going to be very difficult. He's got to get the fans on side as well, fans and players, because a good way to get the fans on side, win that Super Cup. You've already won a trophy for the start of the season, no pressure then, is there? It's only PSG. What's the worst that can happen? 5-0? Nah, we'll be alright. Rumours are saying that Frank and the board agreed on some targets, like I said earlier in the video. So these targets, rumoured targets, by the way, are Branthwaite, Heung-min. Heung-min is a Danish midfielder, so we've got the links with the same nationality. He's a DM as well, something that we badly need. He's a very energetic, hard-working midfielder, somebody that Frank would work wonders with. So if that's true, that'd be amazing. And Mbeumo obviously is going to have links with us now. Mbeumo's come out and said he wants to join Man United. Don't know how true they are. And you know, but he said in the past that he wants Champions League football, and Man United haven't got that. And now that Frank's at Tottenham, maybe Mbeumo's thinking, I want to work with this manager again, and maybe he could play in the Champions League and excel there as well. Semenyo's another one, and Nathan Collins. Now, Nathan Collins is a centre-back for Brentford at the moment, and I didn't know anything about him until I started listening to a Brentford podcast, telling us how good this player is. He's like 24 years old. He's solid, good in the air, very good on the ball, very hard-working, strong in the tackle. He sounded very, very good. I don't even remember seeing him play, to be honest. But the Brentford fans seem to really rate him, and if they didn't have Mbeumo in the side, then he would be one of their best players, apparently. So if he's in line to be coming to Spurs, then he sounds very, very good. I just need to look into him more myself, to be honest. So, like I said, these are all rumours, but I have a feeling there may be a case of some of these rumours to be true because of what Frank has said in the past about if he joins a new team, what his conditions will be. I think as well, our squad it's still going to be hard to get players in the door because of the homegrown players and the amount of foreigners we have. It's a balance we need to get for the Champions League football. Werner, Reguilon, Forster, Whiteman are already out of the squad, so that's good. Players like Richarlison, Basuma, Davis could be out as well. Davis just signed an extension to his contract, but that could mean we're just trying to get some money for him. Basuma's in the last year of his contract, so we may be trying to get him out the door. And Sonny, let's talk a little bit about Sonny, because there's rumours that Sonny might be going out the door as well, and that would be a big heartache for me, to be honest. Sonny could leave Spurs. He's in his last year of his contract as well. He's 32 years old now. For me, if they said Sonny's got a 100-year contract, then I'd say thanks. That's fine with me. But if Sonny was to leave this season, it'd probably be the best time for him and for us. He's in his last year of his contract, so we can get money for him. And he's going out a legend, a winner. He's finally got that trophy he's always wanted with Spurs. He can hold his head held high as captain as well and say, I done everything I could for that club. For me, he's always going to be legend, always going to be a hero. I would want him to stay forever. I love this guy. He's one of my all-time favourite players. So when Sonny was asked about this as well, they said, rumours suggesting that you're leaving, Sonny. And what he said really didn't tell me that he was 100% staying either. He said, I still have one more year left on the contract. Rather than saying anything at this moment, I think we should all wait and see what happens. But no matter where I end up, I will always do the best I can. It will never change. So he's not like squashing the rumours. He's not said, oh, I'm definitely staying. So this could mean that Sonny could be leaving. And with Saudi Arabia monitoring him for a long time now, Saudi, I think it's El Hilal or something, and they will offer up to about 60 million for this guy. So is that a lot of money to turn down? A lot of fans were saying that Sonny's lost it last season. He hasn't got the pace anymore. He isn't as clinical anymore as he used to be. So is this the best time for us to sell Sonny? It could be. It could be the best time to sell him. And for me, like I said, he's a legend. And if he stayed, I'd love it. I'd love him to stay. But if he went and we sold him 60 million, we'd have to replace him with some top quality player. He's on £190,000 a week, so we could probably entice the next person with higher wages. So if, let's say, for example, Sonny left and someone like Mbeumo came in, would you be happy with that? I'll leave that with you in the comments. And that's it for today's story. Thomas Frank is in, Sonny could be out, and a big change is happening at Spurs. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's video. Thank you for watching, and come on you Spurs.